The land was parched. The sun beat down mercilessly. It hadn't rained for 3 long years. Crops withered and died. The people were hungry. They were desperate. Many cried out, but their cries seemed to fall on deaf ears. Where was their God? Why had he abandoned them? The king of Israel was named Ahab. He had turned away from the one true God. Ahab and his wife Jezebel worshipped a false god named Baal. They built altars to Baal. They encouraged the people to worship him too. Jezebel even had God's prophets killed. But Baal was a false god. He had no power over the rain or the wind. He couldn't answer the prayers of the people. Ahab and Jezebel were lost. They were leading their people down a dangerous path. Then a prophet named Elijah appeared before King Ahab. Elijah served the one true God. He challenged the prophets of Baal to a contest. He said, "Let's build 2 altars, one for Baal and one for the Lord. We will each prepare a sacrifice. Then we will call on our gods, the God who answers with fire. He is the true God." Ahab agreed to the contest. He was sure that Baal would win. After all, he had hundreds of prophets. Elijah was just one man. The next day the people gathered on Mount Carmel. They were curious. They were afraid. Who would their true God be? The prophets of Baal prepared their sacrifice. They called on Baal to send down fire. They shouted. They danced. They even cut themselves. But nothing happened. Baal was silent. Now it was Elijah's turn. He rebuilt the altar of the Lord. He prepared his sacrifice. Then he did something strange. He asked the people to bring him water. He poured the water over the sacrifice. He poured more water over the wood. He wanted everyone to know that this was no magic trick. Then Elijah prayed to the Lord. He prayed with confidence and faith. He knew that the Lord was the one true God. He knew that the Lord would answer his prayer. Suddenly the sky grew dark. A powerful wind swept across the mountaintop. And then it happened. Fire fell from the sky. It consumed the sacrifice, the wood, even the stones of the altar. The people were amazed. They fell to their knees. They cried out, "The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!" They finally realized that they had been worshiping a false god. They had turned away from the one true God. Elijah was triumphant. He had shown the people the power of the one true God. But his work was not yet done. He ordered the people to seize the prophets of Baal. They were taken away and executed. With the false prophets gone, Elijah prayed for the drought to end. The Lord heard his prayer. Dark clouds gathered. Rain began to fall. The drought was finally over. The people rejoiced. They returned to the Lord with grateful hearts. They had learned a valuable lesson that day. They had learned that there is only one true God, and His name is the Lord. This amazing event happened a long time ago. It took place around 850 BC in the northern kingdom of Israel. It teaches us about the power of faith and the importance of worshiping the one true God. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, God is always with us. We just need to trust in Him.